Hey everyone, Zotac here, this time with a Warcraft 3 replay from the Secret Valley, from the Zotac Cup number 321, and this time spawning at the bottom left position as the light blue, not Terran, but the human, we've got Inquisitive Hawk. And his opponent spawning in the top right as the pink night elf. We have Nickerr59. Secret Valley is a smaller map. I expect that more conventional play will occur, and what I mean by that is Inquisitive Hawk will probably opt for some Archmage Water Elemental creeping tactic, and maybe Nickerr will go for some Ancient of War creeping, and that's exactly what it looks like to be, as this Ancient of War is constructing very close to these knolls. Looks like the Wisp is going to be moving out here, possibly might start mining some lumber, and then also it will provide as a backup to repair that Ancient Ward if need be. It looks like we do have a very forward farm here for Inquisitive Hawk. I do know that some Terran, I like to say Terran a lot, always StarCraft 2 on the mind, but a lot of human players do like to put scout farms up in their Night Elves base because the Wisps cannot attack peasants. But it doesn't look like he's going to be doing that. We do have a Demon Hunter coming out for the Night Elf player, as well as an Archmage for Inquisitive Hawk. So it looks fairly standard right now. Now, what could happen in the very near future is if Inquisitive Hawk does get a lot of lumber, he could rush and try to get a tower rush going. But I don't see any signs of that currently. Now, Nicker's Ancient War is taking a lot of damage here, and that's why you may need that Wisp to repair. And it looks like that Ancient War is moving slowly forward. Footman is going to be scouting ahead to try and figure out what is going on in the Night Elf's end of town. At the same time, we do have militias being pulled off to creep these knolls in conjunction with that Water Elemental. And that Ancient War is very low on health. It's down to 50 life. And it looks like it will be able to survive. The Footman is actually going to try and kill the Null Warden, and it actually does. Very interesting. So it's going to actually get some experience for the Archmage, and he will get the level 2. So that little experience probably helped just a little bit. Tome of Intelligence has been left behind, and I think that the Demon Hunter should go and pick that up very soon. Now it looks like this Footman is going to run into the creeps and will not give the Demon Hunter any experience. Great play by Inquisitive Hawk, depriving that Demon Hunter of any additional experience. Now this Null does have one more hit left. There we go. The Archmage getting a Circlet. Not exactly the best item, but it's an okay item for all hero classes, as well as the Demon Hunter. Now, after this Null goes down, the Demon Hunter should be able to get to level 2. Yes, there we go. Just barely getting to level 2. Now, Hawk is going to be moving north with his Archmage and 3 Footmen. At the same time, he is going to be upgrading to that keep. At the same time, Nickerr59 is upgrading to the Tree of Ages and getting additional Moonwells, as well as that Hunter's Hall. And with those Huntresses, excuse me, they're much better against Footmen than Archers, because they do have melee damage, and they also don't take bonus damage from the melee attacks of the Footmen. So Huntresses are very good against Footmen, and they're much faster too than Archers, so that is another plus side. The Wisp gets blown up, actually a detonation, but Hawk is able to get rid of 2 Wisps still, and it looks like this Water Elemental is going to feed some experience to that Demon Hunter, and the Footmen are going to town on this lone Archer, and now this Archmage is also here, but unfortunately the Archer is going to have to Shadow Meld. It comes out of the Shadow Meld, and now it looks like this Archer is going to take additional damage, and will finally survive once again. No Dust of Appearance. But it looks like that Huntress is just popping out, is going to take some damage here. And we've got lots of Footmen and Water Elementals surrounding this Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter is taking significant damage. The Huntress and Archer are doing some damage to the Footmen. And it looks like it's time for the Footmen to skedaddle. Another Mana Burn is going to be placed on that Archmage. And that Archmage against Demon Hunter is a very difficult matchup for that Archmage, because it's difficult to get enough mana to actually cast more Water Elementals. Another Mana Burn is going to cause that Archmage to have 0 mana. He's going to buy Dust Appearance and going to get those Boots of Speed. So very interesting. We still have a Water Elemental left in that main base of Nickerr, doing some damage to this constructing Moonwell. At the same time, the Footmen are going to run across this Fountain of Health, and actually one Footman will fall. Now the footmen are going to try and gather back, but the huntresses are going to be able to get to them. So now the footmen are really in trouble here, taking free shots from those archers and huntresses. At the same time, now the demon hunter is here at the Fountain of Health. It might be wise for that footman to actually attack the creep. There we go. Purge on that footman. The footman is going to go down, but now this demon hunter is going to take some damage from these gnolls. But at the same time, we do have these 3 huntresses chasing down these 2 footmen. We've got some blocking here, and it looks like a Naga Sea Witch is going to be just called out of the tavern, and that's going to stop the attack from the huntresses and archers. And with that Dust of Appearance, one of the archers do fall, and it looks like a second huntress does have that cold arrow on her, but she will be able to get away in the nick of time. The demon hunter is going to be able to come in here, but it's taking some free shots. I'm not sure what the reason was if the huntresses are retreating. At the same time, we do have 2 Ancients of Lore and still a Tome of Intelligence left over there. Now, we do have that Keep Up, and we also have Black Gunpowder. Interesting. Black Gunpowder almost upgraded, and as well as an Arcane Sanctum. That's going to make those riflemen a lot better, as their range will be a lot more significant. And it looks like we do have 1 rifleman joining the fray here now. The Ancient War is slowly dwaddling back to base, but it looks like we got a 5-on-1 situation here. And it looks like, whoa, something lagged out there for a bit. And it looks like the huntresses are going to be targeted. That rifleman is trying to get out of there. At the same time, it looks like we do have a Sea Witch, a Naga Sea Witch for Nickerr59. So we have mirror Sea Witch battles occurring here. But this huntress is taking a lot of damage. We have 1 more Dust of Appearance. Are we going to see it placed down? No, not as of yet. Is that huntress going to be able to get away? The Dust of Appearance is used. The huntress is going to have to get out of that area. And that Sea Witch is taking significant damage for our human player. Nickerr59 is giving chase. And with those Boots of Speed, unfortunately, it's going to be very difficult to catch that Sea Witch. And it looks like we're just going to have a long conga line of footmen and riflemen trying to chase both Sea Witches. And finally, we're going to have some reinforcements as well as militia, as that demon hunter is very low on life, only at 42 life, able to get away. And so with those militia, Nickerr59's demon hunter is going to have to retreat, at least for the time being. So it looks like Inquisitive Hawk is going to be creeping out this green creep Murloc area. Manual health is always nice, giving it to that Archmage. And that Demon Hunter at 66 life, I think it's going to go back to those Moon Wells and replenish a little bit. We do have the Dryads out already. And so they should be able to do some significant damage soon. But will Inquisitive Hawk's Archmage get to level 3 before the next encounter? Ogre Magi falls immediately. Wand of Mana Stealing, not a bad item, especially when you're going against a Demon Hunter and you're constantly low on mana. And now a Tome of Strength, unfortunately not a great item for either hero, but the Archmage is going to get to level 3, and with that, it means really big water elementals, or, a bit bigger. Not really big, but a bit bigger. And it looks like we are going to have an engagement in the middle of the map by that tavern. But the Demon Hunter is slow and also colded down by that cold arrow. And so that Demon Hunter is trying to find a path to escape. One footman does fall immediately. All those Dryad harpoons and shots from the Naga Sea Witch is going to put an end to that footman's life. But it looks like Inquisitive Hawk is going to be charging forward here. He has to be very careful. If you're too aggressive and you get caught in a bad position, it can really turn the game around. Now the militia are also here as well. And once they... unfortunately, they don't have that much time in militia form, so once they fall out of militia form, I suspect we might be seeing some towers if the situation is going well. Militia is going to go down. The peasants are now in peasant form, not doing that much damage, but they are kind of annoying and they're in the way. Riflemen taking a lot of damage from those Dryads. Another mana burn goes down on that Archmage. The Archmage only at 55 mana, not able to cast any more water elementals currently. And that Demon Hunter is going to heal just for a little bit. The Ancient War is doing significant damage to those peasants. Actually, I think 4 peasants have already fallen in this confrontation. And that Demon Hunter is going down, killing another peasant. Then Ancient of War is just buffering a lot of damage, down to 325 life, but not able to get destroyed as of yet. It looks like that Demon Hunter is going to push forward, knocking on the door of that Rifleman. The Rifleman is getting healed by that Priest, but he's still taking significant amounts of damage. Now, the Demon Hunter is slowed, and that's going to lower his DPS by quite a bit. One Rifleman is going to fall. That Ancient War is getting targeted down and will finally fall, it looks like. The Peasant is still there in the front. Staff of Teleportation on that Demon Hunter, and the Demon Hunter is going to fall back. Legacy Witch for Nickerr is going to get to level 2. And with that Ancient Protector, I think it's going to be very difficult for Hawk to move in here. Taking some pot shots on it, but not much else. So it looks like Mr. Nickerr59 has been able to survive that attack. And it looks like that successful defense is going to encourage Hawk to move back to his base and heal up for a bit. We have more Riflemen on the way, but with 2 Ancient of Lores, we could see more Dryads being pumped out faster than the Riflemen can come out. Now it looks like Hawk was going to try and creep this Ogre area, but this could be a problem, as now the Night Elf player is going to be able to move in here and do some damage, and the creeps are providing additional DPS against our human player. One of the Riflemen should fall here. No, down to 17 life, is still alive, and now he's going to get healed. This is very interesting. And this is one of those really dangerous things when you're trying to creep and your opponent is nearby. Your opponent can just use those creeps to their advantage. Now it looks like the Ogre Magi will get targeted down finally. And Potion Invulnerability, a great item, is snatched up by that Archmage. But remember, half the army is dealing with the creep, half the army is dealing with the Night Elf player. Another Ogre does fall down. And so it looks like this creep will slowly diminish over time. And with so many Riflemen, yes, they will finally fall. A Tome of Agility, not a great item, but better than nothing, slightly increasing your armor. And it looks like the Archmage is at level 3, almost at level 4. So we got 3 and 2 for Hawk versus 2 and 2 heroes of Nickerr59. So the human player is slightly ahead. Now if we take a look at supply, we got 50 over 54 for Hawk and 44 over 50 for Nickerr. So we do have a 10% supply advantage for Hawk. Not going to low upkeep as of yet, and it looks like he will be focusing down on this altar, but the Dryads are doing significant damage. The Wisps have been called to repair, but the Riflemen, with just such a long range, they're able to peck away at this altar basically with impunity. That Ancient Protector is not in range. We've got so many Riflemen. And it looks like maybe the Riflemen will be charging forward now. That Demon Hunter is taking a lot of damage. It is level 3 now, but down to 189 life, so that's not much. And it looks like this altar might go down to 148 life. The Riflemen are focusing down. Yes, that altar will finally fall. Oh no, it's at 11 life. The Archmage is going to get the final kill on that altar, and now the Moonwells are being targeted. Now, remember here, if this Moonwell does go down, Nickerr59 will not be able to produce any more units until another Moonwell is constructed. And even though this Ancient Protector is here throwing boulders at the Riflemen, it's not doing significant amount of damage to them, and the Riflemen are just able to hang around, and especially with those priests healing in the back. And it looks like now that Ancient Protector is going to take a lot of damage. 2 Wisps are healing in the back. The Dryads have been called forward. At the same time, we do have Druids of the Claw out finally. They're casting Rejuvenate and finally going into bear form, but it looks like one bear is going to get teleported just in the nick of time. The second one is going to get focused down. Another Rejuvenate, but will it survive? I don't think so, or will it? Yes, it's going to survive. It is going to get pulled to the back. The Demon Hunter is in the middle of this confrontation. A lot of the Riflemen are taking a lot of damage. Another Mad Burn does go down on the Legacy Witch, so not able to do Frost Arrow anymore. Archmage gets up to level 4. Potion of Invulnerability is used on that Legacy Witch. And another Druid of Claw falls. The second one falls as well. And that's going to give a lot of experience to Hawk. And unfortunately for Nickerr59, he's going to have to fall back to that Ancient Protector. Another Moonwell is being constructed in the back, but at the same time, his Demon Hunter is taking a significant amount of damage. And even though he is going to be able to force that Archmage back, there are a lot of units here, and that Legacy Witch is being blocked by that Rifleman. And not only that, the Rifleman is going to be able to shoot down that Legacy Witch, so that Legacy Witch will finally fall. And Hawk's Legacy Witch is still harassing that main base. At the same time, the Demon Hunter is giving chase to the Archmage. And now, actually, the Archmage is going to be healed by this Fountain of Health. Very interesting choice there. But I don't see how Nickerr59 can come back from this situation. We've got so many units here. And in addition, we've got Spellbreakers in the area working down on the Moonwell, as well as the Tree of Eternity. The Demon Hunter is going to be running around trying to do something. I'm not sure exactly what. We do have a few units here. We have one Dryad and one Druid of the Claw. But this is really, really not going to work out for Nickerr59. Now, this reinforcing rifleman may bite the dust, but no, it looks like he might survive here. The Druid Claw is going to charge forward, but we've got so many riflemen focusing down on that Druid, and now they're all going to turn their heads to the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter's life is evaporating, and that Demon Hunter will fall. That should be the end of the game. And yes, Nickerr59 is going to tap out, so Inquisitive Hawk is going to take game 1 of this best of 3. Very interesting game by both players, but Hawk was just really aggressive, just getting those riflemen and just constantly shooting and shooting and shooting. And I guess technology over magic is the theme of this game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this cast. Let's head over to game 2 to figure out what will happen next.